Hello, fight fans. Welcome to another episode of More Than a Fight podcast. This is episode 33, dedicated to the world of boxing. And on this episode, we're going to be touching on this week, yesterday's fight. And yes, we're referring to Tank Davis versus Hector Garcia, which took place in Maryland, no?
DC.
Or
The
was it DC?
DMV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Washington, D.C.
I don't know what that was.
Capital One Center.
But yes, Juanillo, where do you want to start? You want to start in the main event, or do you want to go from the first fight to the main?
There was only 4 fights. Let's start at the first fight. We had Andrade versus Nicholson. It went as expected. BooBoo, just outworked him.
It was his debut at 168, and we're referring to Demetrius BooBoo Andrade. Even though a lot of people want to talk,
no, he's good,
right.
but he doesn't try to make it exciting. That's it. He just likes cruising to the win. He just wants to win round.
I disagree. I thought he came out aggressive.
Yeah,
and
for the first 30 seconds,
Nicholson made him adjust his game plan because Nicholson wasn't standing and trading all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Nicholson was not really throwing a lot and making Andrade really create the action, at least in my opinion. And let's give Andrade credit. He did put Nicholson down twice. No, he didn't stop him. I was hoping he would because that would look better for him. But to me, he did his job. Came out there, dominated, put Nicholson down twice, and he won his debut at 168. And more importantly, he was out of the ring for a year plus, and I will circle back to that point here in the next fight because on Twitter, they talked a lot about the following fight we're about to cover, and I'm referring to Rashidi Ellis against Roiman Villa. Roiman.
Yeah, and a lot of people just expect Rashidi to just outbox him, which he did for the first 7. But he started slowing down, and Villa started picking it up, and he's heavy-handed. So
yeah, Villa's pressure finally got to him because the first 6 rounds, it was nothing but dominance. I thought Rashidi Ellis was putting on a show. His jab was working beautifully. Roiman kept trying to corner him, and Rashidi would use the ring to his advantage, circle away. Then I guess Roiman just was able to take more punches and apply the pressure round after round after round, and he eventually wore Rashidi down.
Yeah, so as you see it right there on the CompuBox, Rashidi won, and I thought the 7th, but I think Villa landed a few good shots. From what I remember, I might be wrong, but based on that, yeah, Rashidi should have won the 7th, the 8th. The 9th was a little closer, but we do know Villa was pressuring, and he landed a little more.
If you look at the
harder.
If you look at the power punches compared to the jab, right? So they're basically even in the power punches, but it was just that jab, and maybe just they didn't think it did enough damage.
Yeah, and that's what I kept telling Alfredo. He's just throwing the jab. He ain't throwing shit else. But I'm not a judge. I was biased. I bet on Roiman. Thank you. And
we could have started.
There's going to be exciting fights because Rashidi is very talented. He's still going to get fights. He's still young. Roiman moves up. Maybe his life changed now that he's going to fight, hopefully, for a title.
They want a rematch.
Right? And, any fight Villa's in is going to be exciting.
Yes. And we'll touch on the next fight. But if I'm Boots, who we're about to talk about here next, I go for Roiman next.
No.
For the simple fact that Rashidi Ellis, before the event started, during the weigh-in, if I'm not mistaken, was talking noise to Boots.
Or the press conference.
That's going backwards, though.
Yeah.
He Boots is going to fight either Virgil or Staniones winner. He's going to fight yes.
This year.
According to this, yes.
No, he's not. He's not fighting Virgil Ortiz this year.
Or Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford. That's who he's going to fight, man.
Well,
he's
real
ranked
quick,
up that high.
Before we get ahead of ourselves, let's shout out Venezuela and felicidades, congratulations to El Flaco de Oro, Roiman Villa, because at the end of in the later rounds is where he pulled it off. He put Rashidi Ellis down twice in the 12th round. And I think that second knockdown is what did it because they scored it a 10-7.
Well, not only that, he put Rashidi down in the last minute of the 12th round.
Wait. 2 seconds left.
Yeah, the
Yes.
second one. But I'm saying
That
like the two
second one was the
knockdowns
key.
was like the last
That's
minute
what
of
won
the
him
round.
the fight too. Well, I mean, he won the fight by 2 points. He would have won anyways, but
Yeah, so one judge had it as a draw, and then the two others had it 114, 112.
and
yeah.
I didn't agree with the ref. I thought the first knockdown he
Oh, yeah.
counted and waited so long that
100%.
Rashidi
Yes.
recover. He
I'm glad
got
you pointed
pressured
that out.
again. He knocked him down again. I thought it was a clean knockdown, but he didn't call it. Fine, let it go. And then he was just breaking, staying in the middle, stepping back slowly. I'm like, dude, what the? I was mad because again, I wanted Roiman to win because I mean, selfish reasons.
Yeah, but I agree with you. If people are going to complain about the Tyson Fury Wilder count, then you got to complain about the count Rashidi Ellis got from this ref, because we weren't the only ones that noticed it on Twitter. Steve Kim pointed it out too. He's like, that is a long count, a couple of O's, and it was. So Rashidi got gifted some extra seconds there, and still Roiman put him down again. So after really thinking about it, and now that we're talking about it, I think I'm okay with Villa winning, even though I would have preferred a draw because I thought Rashidi Ellis dominated the vast majority of the fight. But at the end of the day, it's 12 rounds for a reason, and you got to win the entire fight.
So we'll see. We'll see a lot of both of them still.
Yes.
So good thing. I don't think Ellis's stock dropped that much.
No.
Now, so
He looked great, but it's just the pressure got to him.
And then same. Okay, let's go to the next fight. So we got Jaron Ennis versus Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cut in.
I can't say the last name. I should see it.
Chukhadzhian?
Okay, fine. So
From
Chukhadzhian,
Ukraine.
I don't know. Just the stance just reminded me of Better Beef, and
That's why you did say
at least that. I mean, he doesn't have the power punching like him, but he moved very well.
Mm-hmm.
And as we saw, that Jaron struggled a lot, way more than anyone expected.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he struggled. I would say it was a difficult style for him to deal with. I don't think
he struggled.
he
If you look at
anticipated
it.
that kind of movement.
He dominated the fight. He won every
Yes.
round, but he couldn't really do what he usually does. He just couldn't do it.
You know, Chukhadzhian was smart because he kept moving. He would never stay stationary, which is what you don't want to do against a guy like Boots because of how accurate he is, his hand speed, the fact that he can use whether it's the left or the right to hurt you, body counters, all that. As Boots has the total package, and Chukhadzhian had a great game plan and did not stay stationary. He made Boots have to try to find him. And I thought, and I kept pointing this out when we were watching the fight, that Chukhadzhian landed shots on Ennis too. So it wasn't just like he was running. He was actually throwing. And in the later rounds, they actually traded on the inside.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to see more Chukhadzhian also because we saw how good he was.
Yeah, he gave a good account of himself.
Yeah, he's only
even if
Europe.
people, because I know a lot of people are going to say he was running.
Well, yeah.
He was throwing them punches every time he could. I mean, not everyone's going to be as good as Boots, but he was getting in there and throwing. Boots caught a couple good ones, but he has a good chin and he hustled them.
And this was my point also after the fight was because on Twitter people were saying because every time you point something out, they either call you a hater or number of dumb shit. I was simply saying Boots has set the bar where everybody says he's great, and he is. Based on every fight we've seen before this, great. So we're going to judge it on that. You're saying he's great, so that's where we're going to put him. And then you take on a guy like this, and you don't look great. That's not hating. That's just stating what the eye test or what you saw. It did not look great.
It didn't look great.
He did get caught a lot. Chukhadzhian did befuddle him at times with his movement. So, to me, I still want to see him fight the Mean Machine. Somebody like that.
Okay, so it's a hard style for him, how he fought. But who else in the top 4 fights like him? No one moves like him.
That's true.
Yeah, Virgil, he's gonna attack you. Spence is gonna attack you. Crawford, he's a little more defensive and he counters. But those are the top 3 that I think he will fight next.
Next? No.
I think he's gonna fight one of them.
I think it's the Mean Machine. It's the one that
I
makes
like
sense.
Mean Machine too. Mean Machine.
He just won.
Yeah.
Boots just won. He just fought a guy from Eastern Europe. The Mean Machine is from
he's from Lithuania.
Is he Lithuanian?
I think. It doesn't matter. Right. He's European.
But yes, he's European. So that's why I want to see Boots fight. After seeing this performance.
And again, he did knock down Crawford.
What happens if Virgil, because there is a delay with the Stanionis fight now, right, John? How much?
A month? 1 month. It ain't gonna be much.
Yeah, he had a emergency
appendicitis or whatever, appendix taken out.
Yeah, appendectomy.
Right.
Yeah, so no, he'll be back soon. And that fight's great. 2 young guys undefeated, and I mean it's not gonna be an easy fight for either one. So whoever wins that fight might fight Boots next. I don't know, but they attack. They don't fight like Chukhadzhian. Chukhadzhian was more of a move back and forth, use your legs, and stay on the outside. And Boots had to attack, and maybe he didn't look as good as he usually does, but he does look good when they come at him.
Oh, exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why you gotta have a game plan, and I thought Chukhadzhian executed it great. Yes, again, Boots won every round, but didn't look how we're accustomed to him looking.
Right.
And that's what happens when you step up.
And in my eyes, I'm not going to take too much from him because I don't think there's other fighters or the fighters that are champions in the weight don't fight like that. So they fight to his strength. I'm not saying he's going to beat him, but they're going to come at him, and that's how he shines. So can't wait to see him again. I can't wait to see him both.
Again, I hope we get Boots against the Mean Machine. All right. Now, let's jump into the main course, which was Gervonta Tank Davis against Hector Ruiz Garcia for all the marbles. When it looked very competitive every single round, in my opinion, including the 8th.
Yeah, I thought Garcia was in the fight the whole time. I mean, of course, we're not judges. Just, but I mean, I saw that too. I'm like, dude, there's no fucking way you only landed 5 jabs. I need to rewatch it. I just don't. I don't agree with that.
The way Tank's face was marked up, I agree with you.
But
because it was.
I mean, he attempted 157 jabs and he only landed 5.
There's no fucking way.
Yeah,
there's no way. But whatever. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But I didn't see it that way. I thought it was a competitive fight. I thought it was pretty even going there. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, I was drinking. But yeah, nah, dude. It's he got all it took is 2 punches, right?
Yeah.
One, he probably concussed him. He lost his vision, and that was it.
It was almost like the Billy Joe Saunders fight. Now that I think about it, as in when Garcia went down, that's when Tank got him, and then when he came back up at the end of the round, he got him again. But it was almost like Billy Joe. If you watch it again, Garcia goes down and Tank pops him, and he makes him come back up. And as he's coming back up, he's got him against the ropes, and he pops him again to the
It was in the temple, like
around the temple area.
No, it was like right on the eye,
right here.
Yeah, around this area.
But he's like, yeah, I'm not. I don't remember. I can't.
He said he couldn't see out of his right eye,
and he doesn't remember right after that. He's like, I didn't even know where I was.
Yeah,
so.
He
was clearly concussed. Obviously,
supposedly when he went back to the corner, he asked them if he had gotten knocked out. He wasn't sure if he got knocked out or what.
Well, but we know Tank can punch.
Oh, absolutely.
But even Tank said it after. I didn't know I punched that fucking hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he does. But I noticed with Tank, like he can be beat a few rounds early, but he starts figuring it out.
He downloads it.
Yeah, he starts figuring it out. He starts attacking.
Yeah.
And that's usually when he catches people, like from the 6th to the 10th. That's when he catches people.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at the output starting on the 4th. He goes into double digit.
But he was getting tagged up too.
Single digits.
To me, I saw him getting tagged up also. So
no, I thought Garcia's game plan was different but effective.
Yep.
He wasn't being as aggressive as I thought he was going, or as not that I expected.
Well, he was trying to counterpunch.
He was being very patient. And not until the last 2 rounds did he really start to exchange with Tank. But the way he was countering Tank, and even when Tank would throw, then he would throw right after.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I agree with you with that stat of 5 jabs landed. I
There's no
don't
way.
think that is accurate, especially when you look at the whether it was, I believe, the right or left side of Tank's face. It was marked up. It was red. So there's no way 5 jabs did that.
No. It is what it is. We saw that. I was curious what the official scorecards were. 78, 73, 78, 73, and 79, 73. I'm like, oof, I don't agree. But again, I don't know. I need to rewatch.
I had it 4-4 at the end of 8 before Garcia opted to retire on his stool.
Hey, but it's smart though. If you can't see,
yeah,
you're gonna get knocked out anyways. You don't know where you're at, you're gonna get knocked out. So okay, if that's the case, he did the right thing.
Yeah, props to him
and he still has a championship on one.
Recognizing that, you know what, I can't see. What's the point in coming out against a guy like this if I can't see? Which is,
especially if it's the guy who made you can't see.
No,
exactly.
Yeah. Tank would have knocked him out.
Yeah. What I wanted to point out, or I wanted to give a lot of credit to Tank. I don't think it is spoken of enough with him. Is his ring IQ is top notch, because the man, like we said, he was downloading the data, studying Garcia, because everybody says that of Terrence Crawford, and rightfully so. Terrence Crawford, one thing everybody will point out with him when they talk about him is that he's studying his opponent in the early rounds, and then once he figures you out, that's all she wrote. And really, I think that's Tank Davis too now. We have to say it. Every guy he's fought, the past 3 fights, have landed shots, have even been winning some rounds. But then once Tank figures it out, it's over. He just closes the show. And he did that again against Garcia, who I thought was looking really good. But once you feel that power and it lands effectively, it's over. Agreed. So you gotta praise Tank for his IQ.
Okay, so from here, April, I can't wait. Garcia, they say they have a deal already set. So,
yes.
I mean, that's what I'm excited about.
That's the biggest takeaway from this fight. Now, it's Ryan Garcia against Tank Davis. Tank has said, that's the fight I want next. We've already signed. We've already agreed. It's all up to him. If everything they said on social media is true, April, mega fight. To me, it's a mega fight. And on something I was trying to record but didn't come up, I wanted to throw this out to you guys now that you're here, because at the time I was doing it by myself. Do you think it can touch Mayweather McGregor?
No.
Even with the following these guys have, and the way these guys can talk.
What do you mean following? Davis does not have the same following as Mayweather.
Doesn't everybody point that out about Ryan Garcia? Doesn't everybody say that's how he makes his money other than boxing?
It's not going to be that big. It's not.
Stop. You're equating numbers on an internet website, you know what I'm saying, into like a following. What I'm saying a following is like people tune in to a Mayweather fight to see him win or lose. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll buy it to see him lose. Or, you know what I mean?
They always bought it to see him lose.
Right. And
he got rich off of that.
And McGregor,
he played it right.
McGregor was the big phenom at the time where people wanted to watch him fight.
Yeah, he was like the big thing in UFC, and every UFC fan wanted to watch him.
Like, how many buys do you think this Davis card did?
This one?
Well, this one.
Oh, come on. It was a stack card.
I'm going to say 250.
Yeah, I was going to say like 250, 300.
That's rough, man.
Yeah, it's not going to be as high.
And at $75 too, that's a high price point.
Yeah.
For a guy only us boxing fans really know was a quality opponent. Because I do think that props to Tank again. That's something we didn't. Mm-hmm. To me, I know we put it in our when we were talking about this fight, and what
Hector is a real threat.
I know we were like, Garcia is going to be difficult, and I thought he was difficult for the 7 rounds until that 8th round. But anyway, here's the reason why I asked that question about the numbers, because. Yes, okay, maybe you guys are right. Maybe the social media thing isn't as big. But everybody always wants to point that out when they talk about Ryan Garcia. He's got X amount of million followers on Twitter.
Only a
on
douchebag.
Whatever the hell
Followers are
else he has.
teenagers.
Only
for
a
the most
douchebag is
part.
like, this guy's got so many followers. Like, fuck it.
It's
No.
not-
But
He'll
who?
bring some, but it's not going to
But
be
who's
Mayweather numbers.
chomping at the bit to see Ryan Garcia fight?
Okay, so let's say
They're both personalities. They both have a lot of drama behind them
it's going to be a big
and
fight, but
star
it's not
power
gonna
at
be-
the same time.
It's not gonna
That's
be as
why
big as
I
Mayweather
think
fights.
it's going to easily do 1 million buys. Easily.
Whoa.
You don't think so?
750.
What the? You think it's going to do 750 only?
I was thinking 500.
No way. No way.
Well, okay. If you want to talk about his followers,
I think it's going to do 2 million.
Whoa! What the fuck?
2 million. Because it's going to be marketed well, because both guys know how to talk, because they've been going at each other.
Yeah, Tank Davis
I think
knows
it's
how
going
to
to do
talk.
2 million.
Tank Davis is a real talker.
It's going to do 2 million. The face-offs are going to be amazing. The weigh-in could potentially draw thousands of fans. No, it will. Not potential. It will. It'll draw thousands.
Mhm.
As long as they do it in Las Vegas, it's going to draw thousands.
Mhm.
That weekend in Vegas is going to be crazy.
Oh yeah.
And if they, like I said, if this is done well, like I'm talking about New York, London, LA, I don't know if you can do Mexico because Ryan Garcia's ass is not really that kind
Do
of
you
cat.
really think Ryan
Texas.
Garcia is that big? Because it's not Davis. You weren't talking about this like Davis. You're saying because Garcia's involved, it blows it up.
It blows it up.
No,
It's gonna
both
blow
of
it
them.
up.
You
It's
need
gonna blow it
both
up
of
to
them
like
to do that.
750.
Just like you
Yeah,
needed
2
McGregor
million.
Floyd
Get the
to do that number.
Dude.
And Floyd sold over 1 million almost every fight.
Yeah, but nobody's hit 2 million in pay-per-view and freaking God knows when.
Alright.
Yeah, because you can
like,
pirate it. You can, you know what
No,
I mean?
I think it's going to do 2 million.
Jesus.
Well, I hope you're right.
You have to do, again, LA, San Antonio, whatever
They're
part of
not
Texas you
gonna
want.
do it.
Dallas, do it in
All
Cowboy
right.
Stadium, New York, and London. Those 4 cities is where you have to go to do this
London.
media
Alright,
tour.
alright.
LA, New York, Dallas, London.
I hope you're right.
2 million buys.
No.
I'm calling it
They're
right
never
now.
I'm
gonna
not
do
going to
that.
call it. I'm not going to
2
go that
million.
far.
They're not going to do that, though. It's too expensive.
I think they are.
I hope you're right. But yeah, no, we got something to look forward to in April. I hope it sticks to like they said. Yeah, I didn't see any injuries to Tank.
Mm-mm.
So let's go with that and start promoting it now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I mean that's all for now.
And we'll
I mean,
touch on it more.
We don't really have
next
anything
week.
in this coming week for boxing. We got some MMA, which we might go over soon. And I guess that's it for today.
And of course, like, comment, subscribe. Check out our other social media sites on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and what
TikTok.
else do we have? And of course, check out our YouTube.
Yep. And
Thanks, guys.
we'll see you next week.
All right. Just bleed.